Well, welcome again on Tuesday morning. And as Stu and I come to you once again live, the internet personality, the looks and brains of this show, and with somewhere between 2 and 8 PBA titles, Stu Williams.
Hey, Barney. How we doing?
I'm doing good. Coming to you from Topeka, Kansas.
Back in the hood. Back the original, the OG.
The OG. What is our zip code here? I can't remember anymore. 913? No, yeah. With the 913. There we go. When I lived here, we didn't need area codes to dial. It was just 7 numbers. We were good.
I was about to say. And the directions were turn right at the third tree.
Yeah. We'd go down the corner to Mike's IGA and turn left, and then when you get to the gas station, go right. And then when you see the highway, get on.
That's one of the few what I would call somewhat random places that I've actually been.
Yeah.
Some time in Topeka with the Benoits.
Ah, there you go.
So yeah, I hung out. I had some fun. Went and watched Bob Bowl League. I think that was the week that he shot his 850 or whatever it was that he bowled. We walked in and the place was going nuts, and he was throwing it about 11 miles an hour and striking every shot.
So he was at full speed?
Oh, yeah. He was throwing heaters.
He's the original Butters. He has the same double-jointed thumb thing. He was putting it up, cupping it up and putting it on his wrist back in the day with his thumb in it. So fully in it.
So this weekend, I was a little stubborn for a little too long / a lot too long, and managed to bowl myself out of the cut. So that was good. Enjoyed that. It's always good. Always a nice swing loosener to go to a regional and not cash. So how was your weekend?
Well, it went a little better than yours did. I was a little more conservative. I ended up using obviously some balls that we talked about in the arsenal, but different ones than I anticipated, which kind of backed up why I take what I do instead of based off the pattern, because the pattern didn't play well. It didn't really play like anything that we would expect a 44-foot pattern to play like, at least not on the right. So
no, it appeared to 1 minute you thought that you had the solution, and then you had the 10-pin a lot.
Yeah, it's not the easiest center in general. There's some friction there. There's pro-anvilene in the front and anvilene in the back, and you would think that would be the perfect skid through the front, massive hook in the back. But there was so much wiggle at 8, 9, 10 on some of those pairs that it was impossible to not 210 if you got it going left to right at all. And we ended up played the gutter a lot, or out towards the gutter a lot, especially on A squad where he had a lot less rev rate than your squad did. And, we ground. It's kind of a grinder set. I was 160 over in qualifying and kind of played fairly conservative. Wasn't a lot of trouble, but I did have a lot of early doubles and I had a lot of finishes and still didn't really shoot a whole lot when the number was sneaky high. I didn't feel like there was a big score out there, but there were some big scores.
Yeah, I mean, I had all the stages of denial, I guess. Oh, they must be better on the other squad. No, they were better on your squad.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, I got a bad cross. No, you played all the pairs.
Yeah, there was only 8 pairs. Well, between breakdowns, there was about 14 pairs.
/ 11.
But yeah, in theory, everybody bowled on the same 8 pairs. There was somebody who watched your match against, the junior gold match.
It's okay.
Too much game. You had to go down another age division.
Here you go. Your mom is correcting you here.
Yeah, 913 is when I was here. 785. That's not 913 is not OG, Mom. So we got to try and get her up to terminology. So
785 is the newbies.
Yeah, 7.
But yeah, I slapped Justin around a little bit. Then after missing the cut, of course, I felt like it would be a good thing of me to still volunteer to bowl the Pro-Am. So I bowled the Pro-Am, and I had more pain added as I bowled a 154 9-pin no-tap. So that was that was pretty sweet.
It was not the easiest house shot I've ever bowled on, that's for sure.
Yeah. I had the one thing in Pro-Ams that you really can't do as well. So our scores were counting. Now I'm hoping that they were doing the 220 low, but whatever.
Right.
Our scores were counting, and I bowled 154, changed pairs, and had the front 9. Now, thankfully, the 3 people I bowled the first game with were just ecstatic that they beat the shit out of me, so they didn't really care that I bowled 150. They were like, "Yay, we beat the pro." So that I guess it's swings and roundabouts. You can't have everything, but at the same time, you can have a good story.
Frankie covered you up a little bit. So we got 279 and 280 something, 287, I think it was. So I think the one kid still won the Pro-Am, and the other, it was like the whole family won the Pro-Am. So
yeah, I mean, it wasn't the biggest Pro-Am we've ever bowled.
Well, yeah, and then on Sunday, I think we're going to have a special breakdown on what happened in Arsenal and those kind of things, much like we did last week. So check out YouTube for that as we break down specific balls and ideas and things that did work. And we had more than a few things that did not work. So
okay,
winning or learning, is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to say. It felt a lot like losing, but yeah.
Sometimes I lose, and then sometimes I lose badly. Or sometimes I lose, sometimes I don't cash.
There, yeah. Not everybody can be in Butter's life, so the board's great. Well, with that, let's get to the board. Our guest, a 26-year-old from Arizona, and then parts unknown most of the year as he travels from city to city to city, just pillaging loot from every local villager. He broke every record in the 2019 Pan Am Games and then got formatted into a bronze medal. He's a 4-time Team USA member. He's been on the Weber Cup. He has, I'm going to say, approximately 25 regionals, because there's no way Wikipedia can keep up with how fast he wins them, and 7 national titles, including 1 major, and has been the leader for at least 2 more that I can think of off the top of my head. One of the nicest guys on tour, Jakob Butturff.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Butters?
Not much, just chilling out here in Texas. Obviously, just got back from the regional this weekend, bowling a couple of tournaments, and then just going to see where I can go from here.
Well, you should be fresh. There's nobody that threw less shots than you did over the weekend. So let's go through your arsenal. This take about 32 seconds, and let's just go through your arsenal. Which purple hammer did you throw?
I threw my strongest one with a lot of surface, like 500 to be exact. But then when I started getting bad pin carry, that's when I did the unthinkable and I went to reactive balls.
Great. I have a translator. The translator is, I was bored by leading by 400, so I decided to try something else to prove that I could beat you like that as well.
No, there's actually another translation.
Oh, okay. Sorry, wrong translator.
I had bad carry because I bowled on the same pair twice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I could also say the comment I told Stu at the U.S. Open that put him in tears laughing. I think Stu remembers that one.
Yeah, Jakob was leading the U.S. Open, and he by a decent amount.
600, if I remember correctly.
Well, at this point, he hadn't quite flexed that much, but he was still a fair amount ahead. Well, anyway, he struck the first shot of the 10th, and then he came back and changed ball. Not the second shot of the 10th. Sorry, on the fill shot, on the second shot of the 10th. So there was still a chance of extra score. And of course, he went up and struck and whatever. And I look at him and I go, Jakob, did you get confused? He goes, no, the fingers were tight on that one, so I just needed to change.
Advanced level.
Next level trolling by Jakob.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good enough. I don't have to wait till a fill ball to try different stuff against you.
Well, and so Brett Spangler, the motive rep, was right there, and he said he couldn't even stand up for like 30 seconds. He was in tears. So
it's like, I'm struggling to find one that I like. Jacob's changing from the one that's the absolute nuts because the finger hole was too tight.
It ended up working. So,
are you bowling Longview?
Yes, actually, I'm bowling with another lefty. Well, two-handed lefty, AJ Rice.
Great,
man. I hope there's some hang on the go. I really hope there's some hang on the go. Because it's not like either of you are going to struggle to throw it hard.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to congratulate you on your $2,500 Calcutta bill right up front.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Or butterfly collection bill, whatever that one is. Yeah.
I'm just hoping that for the first time ever at Longview, we're not the wild card pick. We're always that very first pick out of the gate, and it goes for like between 24 and 2,800.
I'm quite thankful. I know that my little toe team, we're going to be way down the list, and I really appreciate you guys, specifically you two, specifically.
Oh man, and it's crazy because AJ and I bowled 3 out of the last 4 years, and the first year we ended up missing caching too, so it wasn't a happy bid for the Calcutta.
Your roommate here, I guess.
Yeah, he's next door, and next door he's about 15 feet away from me.
I guess he's feeling better. Have him pop in and say hi.
He's made a speedy recovery, that's for sure.
Somebody else wants to know, we just talked about this briefly right before we started. Did you bowl the NDO King of the Hill at Del Mar last night?
Yes, I did. Shot 7 out of the first set, and then I needed about 2, or it was really low scoring last night. I shot 2-teen, got to the final round, had a chance to win, but a 7-pin said, nah, you can't win everything, kid.
Hang in there, man. Something good will happen soon.
Yeah, definitely.
You got something, Sue, or did you freeze them? Oh, there you go.
No, I'm just laughing at every time someone says low scoring around you. Yeah, it always makes me laugh. That's all. When
it's funny because like for a house shot, you would think high scores, and they got pretty gnarly the last couple of games last night. Getting a double was pretty big.
Grinded, just grinded for 920 for 4 kind of thing. That's
Well, I mean, I know Sean Maldonado was bowling, and he shot 740. Then he shot 250. So I think he's got the highest 4-game set, and then he ends up shooting 244, and I think he finished like 3rd or 4th. So
sounds super low scoring. Good point.
But no, like he had the high. What I mean is that he had the high set by like probably 150. He still can't win the King of the Hill.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that he had the high set and a smooth 249 average on a low scoring night. I was like, oh dear. So in general, how did you rate your performance? Because you win a lot. Did you feel like you were sharp this weekend? Like, was it good? Was it okay? Like, how'd it go?
Oh, over the weekend in Fort Sill, I feel like I actually had to. I mean, Chris witnessed it firsthand. The one kid out of the San Angelo area that finished second, Travis Tribblett, he bowled probably the tournament of his life. And when we got into match play, he's shooting big games. He shot 820 out of the gate with 3 wins. He just shot 9-10 for 3s, basically.
It had to be a great feeling for him to bowl the best he's ever going to bowl, probably in his whole life, for an 8-game match play block, and he picked up about 42 pins on you. So that was.
Just to clarify that, he almost bowled the best any right-hander in history could have bowled.
Yeah,
he bowled 440 over for 8 games and won them all.
Yeah, it was like that's if he take 240 pins, he
760 over for the block.
Yeah,
and didn't catch you.
680, but let's not.
Oh,
you get 240 bonus. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It's okay.
New age math.
See, they didn't teach maths back in the day, Jacob.
No, you did. You didn't have to use your abacus. Like.
I was gonna say, like, what year did they invent the calculator?
Oh dear. So yeah. But what's coming up for you then? So you bowling? I think you're bowling something tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, out in Fort Worth, Tyson Brannigan is running a King of the Hill out in Cowtown, and yeah, gonna make the trip out there.
No days off, Jacob. No days off. Love it.
Just so nobody misses on this, he bowled the King of the Hill in Houston last night. He's going to Fort Worth to bowl the one tonight. This is not like around the corner. This is 4+ hours away.
Yeah,
and then what are you going to bowl the next night after that?
Yep.
You got a little rotation on your way to Longview?
Yeah, it's basically drive around Texas like you're driving a NASCAR race.
Steal everybody's money, move on. So is Wednesday free in your calendar?
Do we have anything Wednesday, GT? All right. I don't think we have anything Wednesday.
So if anybody in any random part of Texas would like to, just knock together something for Wednesday night, Jacob will come over. Good to go.
There might be a couple of boys up at Plano that want some action on with you and AJ. And Rice might want to have a chance to win some of his money back that he got lifted off of him a few weeks ago at the kickoff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I actually don't think that Rice did that bad out of the deal. I think
he might not have.
He was just his teammates.
His team did not do very well. Yeah, you're probably right.
I do know. I did know that AJ made a little bit of change one of the days. So.
Yeah, he did pretty good at the kickoff in the actual event. It's just that he was just trying to keep everybody interested. He went and bowled action.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep everybody interested. The boys from Houston had no problem in buying them some drinks to keep them topped up while they took their money.
Jacob, this is how nice you are. Our fans are normally pretty cutting edge, and literally this is the first question.
Yeah.
And we gave you the nickname Butters.
That's a good question, honestly, because it started when I first got on tour. I know Kyle Troop said it quite a bit. And I think it just kind of stuck with it. I know Stu says it quite often too.
I think it might have been Tommy because I'm not sure he could figure out how to say your name. So
yeah, that sounds accurate too.
How it's spelled and how it's pronounced aren't the same. I think he just got confused, so he went with Butters.
Yeah, I mean,
made it easier, but
short and simple. I'm just never dyeing my hair blonde. That's for sure.
Well,
so real quick. Somebody's asking, what are your thoughts on the Midnight Bowler Society in St. Louis? I feel like this is somebody who knows that you went and didn't do that well.
I didn't do well, but I think it's pretty awesome because it's basically like I would say professional pot bowling because there's a lot of good bowlers out there. There's a Calcutta for that tournament too, and it's a really hard pattern. They give you practice beforehand and make your spares.
So
now we're coming in.
Yeah, like Cody Myers is one that's definitely like there you go, one of your buddies from.
Yeah.
Asked Jacob about singing and dancing the Cotton Eye Joe at the Lubbock 16 Gamer a few weeks ago. That sounds like a story.
If you personally want that video, please message me on Instagram or Facebook.
I love the fact that you'll troll yourself. It's brilliant.
It's one of the things that endears you to so many people is you just don't you're not caught up in yourself enough to worry about it.
Here's Andy
Patton. Cotton Eye Joe's been around for a minute, but I did that dance back shortly after college. So, I have to ask you because this might affect my schedule. What's your schedule over Labor Day? Actual Labor Day. What? Where are you thinking about going there? Because I can point you in the direction of some tournaments that might work out.
On actual Labor Day, I hate to break it to you, Stu, but it's going to be the NDO Labor Day event.
Really? Man, I'm happy about that because I ain't going. I'm not doing very well in Houston so far. But I mean, Dallas has 2 events on.
Oh, sorry, you cut out, Stu. What?
Dallas has 2 events on. They have Monday morning in Cowtown, and then Monday evening, Chris's favorite over at his home place.
Oh wow. What do you want to do, GT?
They both play about $350, Jacob. I wouldn't worry about it.
AJ's there. The thing is you just need to go wherever Chap Daddy is. He's stupid enough to play your action. Just pull a guy off the street to bowl against him. He'll go for it.
Hey, here's pun of the day. What is butter's worth? There we go. Bump.
That was way over.
That one.
Here's a great question. Oh yeah, but there's a great question above that one.
So I hope Jacob was covering his ears when Pete was going to the upcoming regional schedule. So
might change.
Yeah. No, I just need 2 more to get into the Invitational at the end of the year.
You don't bowl in this region, Jacob.
Yeah, I don't, but there's no restriction saying I can't.
Go back.
So anyway, I don't think you can actually fit 2 in, Jacob.
What's that?
Oh, I guess you might be able to. Yeah, you can, can't you? You can fit 4 in.
What would you recommend to stay sharp without actually bowling?
I could speak for other people, just not myself on this question. Probably just I don't know, working out, trying to eat healthy. That's a lot of things I don't do, but I've been trying to do it.
I love the honesty, Jacob. It's great.
I go through it. I've been doing a lot more decent than when I first went out on tour, but there's still a couple of struggles here and there.
Who was on your Mount Rushmore of bowlers?
Oh man,
where all the presidents are, Jacob.
I do, but I have a Mount Rushmore of lefties and righties. So
okay,
That's clear. I like it. Let's hear it.
So lefties, it has to be Parker Bone III, Jason Couch. Who else was it? Parker Bone, Jason Couch. There was one lefty I loved watching. Not a lot of people know who it was. I watched a couple old school shows. It's actually Mark Williams' brother, Derek Williams.
Okay.
Because he was just a lefty that, crammed on the bowling ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say when I first came out on tour, watching Simonelli, honestly, because he was the cranker when I first came out, other than Jesper.
So it's your list. There's no way to be wrong on your own list. Derek Williams over Mike Albee would be a questionable call, but
it was a little.
I like Derek too. Before. Derek's a good guy. It's your list.
And we're just completely blanking the fact that Earl existed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Earl. That was just watching. That's my watching.
He's not even
my favorites.
Earl isn't even double jointed. How can you do this?
All right, let's see your righty list. I'm fascinated by this one.
Well, Norm Duke is by far on the top of the list.
Okay, so Norm. Just one. I just want to stop you. Do you have a 2-hander list as well, or are they all together?
I think they're both combined. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Would you be mad if I said Jesper was at the top of the list?
For which one? I'm sorry.
The 2-hander.
No, that's fine. You can like
your list. You can't be wrong.
I think it's because they know I'm talking to you. I've got a spam call from Meadview, Arizona.
You used to live there too, so
probably should have just answered it on the thing. So anyway, we've got you've got your right-handed list. So you've got Duke.
I got Duke, Mark Roth. Those are.
But when did you watch Mark Roth bowl?
They played a lot of ESPN Classics growing up. And the very first show I ever watched in the Senior Classic, Mark Roth climbed the ladder to win it. let's go. I mean, watching, and I think I made a post about this, but actually watching Chris and Tommy growing up when they always bowled against each other, it was awesome to watch because, you know, two good friends that just hate each other on the lanes.
Sometimes you're just trying to be nice because I'm here, but I do appreciate it anyway.
So just a little, I don't know, maybe pick a couple of holes in this one. I think Dom would be disappointed not to make the list, you know. Dominic, you know, being you're in his pocket, as he likes to tell you.
All the time.
So that one, I mean, that Belmonte guy is not bad either.
Okay, do you want like a right-handed list from like international now, or?
No. I don't think that in general Belmo needs to be put into a specific list to make the top 4. Usually, I mean,
it's all right.
Anyway, Jacob, this is why we love these conversations. They're brilliant.
I know it. Yeah, AJ Johnson coming in says Butters rode with me from Jonesboro to Texas last year, and he says I'm excited. I'm riding with you because I'm gonna eat better like you and talk to you about some workouts. First gas stop in, grabs 2 Mountain Dew kick starts and a big bag of sour cream and onion chips. Well, there goes that.
Don't you let him, Jacob? Maybe if AJ spent some more time with some kickstart, maybe that would get him over the line. Maybe that would get him his first trophy.
There you go. If he just threw it a little harder with a little more energy, he'd be fine.
AJ, get some kickstarts in you, Jacob. Like, I don't understand. Everybody should re-examine what they're doing. Look at what the guys who are being successful are doing. Do that.
When Tommy was the best bowler, everybody stopped practicing. Extended my career by at least 5 years.
Yeah.
Jason Romizer, I bowl with Mason, Edmondson, and Wesley Lowe this week, and y'all make me thinking about converting to two-hand left hand.
Two guys I actually grew up bowling JBTs with, too. Wesley I've known since, you know, he was wheeling the lanes with plastic bowling balls at 8 years old.
So here we go, Jacob. Here's another great one. This is awesome. So that wasn't the question I was going for, but it's still a decent one. Who was your favorite player to watch on TV growing up? Was it Derek Williams?
Yeah, a little bit before when I first started watching bowling. It was probably Parker Bone. Just because obviously being left-handed, he made a lot of shows and just kind of stuck watching him a lot.
Fine answer. So where was the question I wanted? Here it is. I think these are talking about current team. And it said, who would you take into a 5-man team for a PBA bowler? Now, I'm going to assume that you're in there. So you need 4 other teammates.
Yeah, I just take my LAX team with you and Belmo and Anthony. And
Stop it.
Team.
This is why you're the all-time nice guy, but we want to know who you'd really take.
Yeah, if you could trade people from our team. Hit the bricks, son.
You know, it's a. Oh man!
Yes, for be on the team with you.
I gotta go. Well, you know, I gotta go with like I hate to say it, but I had one of my few is Captain America himself. If I'm being honest.
To you here, Chris.
You're trying too hard here. I think.
I love it.
Your pick. You don't have to rummage down here in the, on the old guy thing. So.
My other one would have to be TJ because we need an anchor bowler. Put those two friends together, and then you got to take 2 guys that haven't gone along the last couple of years. I think I would take Belmo and Sean Rash.
Wow.
Well, chemistry at an all-time high. There we go.
I feel like, Jacob, that you would have to be like in the middle of that lineup. You'd have to be the 3 guy because you
separate the faction
happy and the back 2 guys happy, and it'd be like, yeah. Yeah, I like it. Well, there you go. That's an interesting team. So you'd go. So Who would? So you say that you'd have TJ at the end. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. You're looking at experience in the PGA League. So, what would Barney be? Do you see Barney as a leadoff, a 2-hole guy? Where do you see Chris?
I would honestly think like I would put Chris at leadoff just to kind of get the mojo going because he's extremely smart with like lane play, like how the lanes are gonna play. So he just tells the people like how it breaks down.
Okay, and then what are you thinking? 2-hole, Belmo, Rash?
Do I have to be in the middle at 3?
You can go wherever
you can be where you want. Would you put yourself on the 2-hole?
I would probably go in the 2-hole because that's where I was at the PBA League last year.
Yeah, I was just about to say, but by putting yourself in the 2-hole, that means that you have the Belmo Rash axis back to back. Just something to think about.
Yeah, but I mean, go Rash afterwards, and then that way he actually like has to tell Belmo how to play the lanes too, though.
Sure, that conversation would go well.
I don't think there'd be a lot of communication there.
Other than you've had your turn, get off the approach.
Yeah.
Or don't touch Okay. All right. Well, that I guess our fantasy bowling things are.
Whoop. Sorry. Why is Jacob awake before 11?
It's Central Time, so yeah, so 9 o'clock my time. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Cole here. This guy he shoots 300 at almost the same pace you shoot 300 at in league. He had I think 5 of them in the same 5 weeks.
Jacob isn't a very good league bowler. Cole's very good. Jacob.
Okay.
Well, problem in league.
Stu watched me average like 222.
Yeah, when I had to give Jacob 20 pins a game.
Too many non-Mountain Dews in league.
It's not
Fireball.
Yeah.
So who's one lefty that you hate crossing with based on messing with your ball reaction or attitude?
Honestly, like, I mean, I've never had an issue. I know a lot of guys on tour hate following me, but
translation, I'm king of the MFing jungle. That's how I roll. Rick Benoit says, who are you going to hire for security for that team?
I mean, Wes would probably be a good security guard, right?
Malott, GT?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, put Wes and GT, like, right in the front.
There you go. Well, if Sean and Belmo haven't got into it by now, they're not going to. So, you know.
Bobby Russert.
Sold!
Done.
He's just straight facing me so hard right now, too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we can get your entry covered, Greg. So
I'm sure we can get to a bit closer than there's a lot of people with a lot of backers. I'm pretty sure we can rustle up Benjamin Franklin.
The only issue is that whoever buys me at Kelka, I don't think they would be too happy with that either, though.
Yeah, that's not going to be our problem because you don't have, I couldn't afford you to begin with.
Who is the highest rev rate on the left side?
It's definitely Jesper.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the highest rev rate on the left side. He's just the highest rev rate, period.
I think so, yeah.
And the thing that's most amazing is his track is almost the entirety of the ball. So,
really?
Oh yeah, his track huge. Like it goes over his finger, like a lot of two-handers do, and yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, Jesper can get close to 650 when he really wants to knock the holes out of it. So, yeah, I don't think any
spread his fingers.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about the two-handed deal and tracks and inversions and all kinds of things that happen there. Messing around with Ryan that I thought I knew quite a bit about. It turns out I didn't know that much about it all.
So here you go, Jacob. We'll be nice. Michael says, Jacob, I hear you are the coolest. John Jameson tells me a story where you jumped on a plane to meet folks and say thank you after one of your first big wins on tour.
That was I was gonna say that was, I believe that was in Vegas after I just bowled the Las Vegas Open, or it was like right before the U.S. Open. It was like 2016, and yeah, just had a good time.
Doing what you do.
Exactly.
Here's an interesting question. Brooke says, "What's your favorite thing about Iowa?" I feel like that's a loaded question.
It's definitely a loaded question, but it's a good question. Just the environment, bowling wise.
Okay.
Yeah, bowling wise, it's like just the Midwest in general.
Right. Jim says, "Is the new weight hole rule going to affect you?"
So far, after like all this COVID, it hasn't affected me so far. So, but knock on wood. Hopefully, I can still get my balls hooked the same as I did with weight holes.
So Jacob has one purple hammer that has a balance hole, and I could barely fit this Apple Pencil into the balance hole, and that's like his favorite purple hammer. And Jacob says to me, "I don't know what I'm going to do with that one." I go, "Jacob, I think if you plug it, it'll be okay."
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even put your pinky in it to pick the ball up because you couldn't get your finger in there.
I was able to get my little pinky in there, so
yeah. Well, there you go. Somebody questioning Pete Weber not making your Mount Rushmore.
I think, like I said, I was put on the spot.
Fine. Just say it.
I just love bowling. I just love bowling.
You sound like me watching when everybody starts shooting 300, and I just keep telling everybody, "This is brilliant. I'm just a fan of the sport." Like literally, if I'm not bowling, I want the scores to be through the roof. I want like 300 ties. I'm not into this whole, man, it's great watching these guys grind. I'm all about it. I want strikes everywhere. I think it's brilliant.
Definitely.
That's not really true, Nick. Jacob is literally the only guy on tour where the fans don't have to ask what his favorite ball is. I would argue that Jacob's behind Jesper on that front.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the rest of the questions cut out.
Yeah, you've won tournaments with Reactive. And
just quickly, I would also argue with you, Nick, that Belmo's answer would be whichever ball's got my logo on it.
Yeah.
Somebody agrees with you. Look who's joining us this morning. Anthony Snyder. He must not be in Vegas because there's no way he's up this early.
Oh, well, he's probably come back. He's probably come back to Texas because he's going to terrorize us this weekend.
It could be. It could be.
He's good. I think I saw him on the roster for Longview this weekend.
Yeah, he's bowling with Kevin
Williams, Mr. Call Out himself.
There you go. I am in Vegas. I'm always awake this early. Man, how Simo's life has turned around. He would only be awake this early because he was still
awake
before.
Yeah. It wasn't so long ago. Here's the answer. Most intimidating 45-year-old plus player to face in match play.
Please say Tommy Jones.
Yeah, it's Tommy Jones.
Tommy Jones. I did watch Chris Barnes throw one of the best 10 frames ever against me in the title match.
Okay. Let's bring that story back up. So where were you? What were you on? Did you write that on Facebook?
What's that? Oh,
Chris bowling, because this is a pretty funny story for people who didn't keep track of it. I think you shared the 10th frame because it came round on the memories or whatever on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you wrote something along the lines of, "The best 10th frame I'd ever seen, so clutch, Barney, you're amazing," or whatever. Because Chris needed 3 in the 10th to beat Jacob by 1.
Yep.
And everybody was giving the Jacob "Oh, you're amazing, blah, 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 blah. You're the best, Jacob, da, 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 da. Oh, Barnes is amazing." And then Belmo chimes in.
Of course.
Jacob, you're right. You have seen the best 10th frame of all time. That was not it. And then tweets out the video of him doubling to beat you at the World Championships. Oh, dear.
Yeah, the thing is that I still think Barnes is the best because Belmo didn't even need the last one. He just needed a double. Barnes needed all three.
It was for the Lubbock Regional PBA title, not for a major. So I have to give him that.
11th major as well.
But I will get literally no one else posts someone else's victory over them except for you.
And even better, he doesn't post his victory over me in the same tournament a year later when I
don't think my legs have ever shook so hard shooting a 6-pin ever.
Yeah.
Because Lubbock that was your first title too, right?
It was very first against another Texas guy, Sean Maldonado.
Yeah, Jacob's done okay in Lubbock. Yep. He keeps going to Fort Sill. He'll keep doing okay there. So
there's 2 bowling centers I bowled fairly decent at, and it's South Point Plaza and it's South Plains Lanes. It just has to be South P.
I mean, you do pretty okay at the training center as well.
Lots of practice there. Team
and then Indy hasn't treated you bad either.
Nope, not
and
bad at all.
And wherever these guys do the U.S. Open seems to be okay for you too.
And Thunderbowl's okay. And
let's be honest, Jacob, it's not really the bowling centers, is it?
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
this is why you're the nicest guy on tour. You're left-handed. You're unique. You win a lot, and people still don't hate you. That's how nice a guy you are.
See, there you go. Simon chiming in with the same thing. I'm sure there are more players. Yeah.
Yeah. You think?
Just a couple of dozen.
I like this, and this will be a little lead into what we're going to do in the coming weeks leading up. But what are your expectations for the PBA League?
It sucks not having fans, if I'm being honest, because I feel like the PBA League is, I wouldn't say based around the fans, but the fans are what make the PBA League happen the way it does. But honestly, like I think Stu can vouch for this, and after last year, I think LAX is just ready to win.
Title or bust, Jacob. Title or bust.
Yep.
I got to tell you guys, it is really fun to win. You probably should look into it.
A couple of corner pins cost us last year.
Well, rolling the bucket's the only reason you even got a chance. So,
yeah.
Let's be. And a little gaff on my part.
I think if you would put your hand on your second
I can't say much. You guys did beat us. Basically, you beat me because I jacked it up. So,
I say you just need to put the extra hand on the ball, and I think you would have done it too.
I would have got it back off that 210 if I had one less thumb in there. Yeah.
Francois Lavoie says, fortunately for Jacob, Jimbo and Lovett do pretty well running tournaments and finding added prize funds.
Yeah. Yeah, you do contribute to the Lubbock Chamber of Commerce, right?
I haven't.
You're on the frequent caller list.
I mean, you really should be contemplating being on the donor list.
You're about to get added to the board to save them money.
Here's a good one. Somewhere I've never even heard of. Poplar Creek in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, has treated Jacob too. Just some random place in Illinois that Jacob.
This was my moment. I actually made a bet with Nick Pate. I do remember this one. I made a bet with Nick Pate. We bowled a regional in Marengo, Illinois, the day before, and I made a bet with him. We bowled a 9-game U.S. Open qualifier, and it was on pattern 4 from the U.S. Open in Wichita. And I made a bet with Nick saying, if I go 270 over for 9 games, I'll buy your flight to come out to the regional in Arizona. And after 8 games, I was 340 over. So I texted Nick. I was like, "You ready to come to Arizona?"
JJ says he's been pretty excited by this, and he's going to go play golf. It's good to know that he's going to try out your theory of how you get sharp by not bowling. which is great because he's my partner this weekend.
To be fair, Chris, he did win the regional this weekend.
Well, and Frankie had it maybe the best line, though. Well, did he really? Because we all know regionals are won on Sunday.
Frankie brings the silent fire.
Man, I'm like, wow, where did that come from? Yeah, he came strong up the top rope. AJ did win the one-day regional up there in the Midwest last weekend. Good to see. He's got some dead weight to carry this weekend. Got to drag some old guy around.
I'm sure he could probably bench press you, Chris.
He probably can, and he'll do it wearing a shirt 2 sizes smaller than mine. So
2 sizes smaller than what it would be for him.
Jacob.
What balls did you have success with this weekend? I didn't.
Yeah, I used probably my 4 earliest bowling balls that I had there and never got off of that. And like I said, we're going to break that down in a little separate thing. But, yeah, it was yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to stop you. Right? It gets better. Right? And then look when Simonson wrote.
Oh my god!
Oh god, you guys are the best.
Hilarious.
Our show is just better when AJ's here. I love you, AJ. Drive safe on the way down, man. You let your dad do some of the driving so that you can carry some of the other old men around too. So, oh, that's a good point. Can't wait to be mic'd up at the league with no fans. There will be no shots, not fired and not heard. So
we're all good. I'll either be real popular or real unpopular, depending on who I'm using at the time.
As long as they're paying attention. There you go.
Oh man, Mr. Call of Duty himself.
Yeah, Rambo on a couple of weeks ago talking about his team's chances, and they did it.
And they did.
Winner, chicken dinner. Congrats, Ray. That's awesome.
So based off the last comment I saw from Frankie and Ray's comment right now, Ray won his first regional title against me. I think Ray should chime in what he said when he got the second one on the 10th. And it gave, if anybody that knows Gary and Mama Tony Mage, it gave Mama Tony a look like, what just happened?
Yeah, Ray covered that actually when he was on our show. He said that, like, Jacob got me all fired up. He said, "Let's see you earn it now," or something along those lines, and he let you have it. He
definitely did.
He forgot briefly that he wasn't in his mum's basement wearing his underwear playing on a game controller, but he was actually in real life. So yeah.
AJ says glad to contribute. Several we missed him. We missed you, AJ, and Simon says love you. So there you go, Rambo. Rambo and I are about to go hit the links. I think we got a little break coming up, and he's got a break now. So we've been talking about playing golf for a while. So that's cool. I go bowl and get beat by Jacob. Now I can go golf, get beat by Rambo.
I'll tape it for you as well.
One of these days I'll learn how to play golf and just have a swing higher than my bowling swing.
Did you see Marshall Kent's impersonation of Jacob? Yes, I've been there to witness it. Marshall does a pretty good job. He actually does a lot of them, a lot of different impersonations. He is very similar to Novak Djokovic. And he's actually got, because, Marshall's been bowling so well, he's actually had to, tone it down a bit the same way that Djokovic did. Because Djokovic used to do an impression of every player on the tennis tour. And everybody thought they were hilarious except the person he was doing it for. So he's got a pretty good Rafael Nadal one where he keeps picking his ass and, at his shorts. But I guess after you started winning every tournament, it didn't really work out to laugh at everybody else while you were doing it as well. So
yeah, he says PA is his favorite one. So Simon's
He PA was I've seen his PA impersonation. It's pretty spot on.
AJ, CJ, EJ, DJ, TJ, AJJ.
This is my favorite. We've actually discussed this one time when we bowled the PBA team tournament. I wanted it to be one of the AJs, BJ Moore, find any CJ, Chris Johnson, for example, DJ Archer and EJ Tackett, and then they could have gone in that order. It could have just been A, B, C, D, E. Wouldn't have needed to change the machine or anything. It'd be perfect. They could have called the team the Jays.
This is the stuff Stu thinks about while we're bowling. So
it was fine. I had Jesper on my team. I didn't need to think about my bowling.
Well, fair. I've done that. It's not bad watching the watching the striking Swede just go up there and just rip another right.
Who is the best golfer on the PBA tour? Mark Calcavecchia? I guess the general answer is usually EJ, but
yeah,
I don't play enough to know one way or the other. I know I'm not.
Yeah, he's the best natural golfer. I think Ronnie made a run at it for a little while, but EJ's generally a better golfer.
Yeah, from what they tell me, they're pretty good friends, so they don't necessarily want to throw each other under the bus. But they say it goes pretty much back and forth between those two over who wins.
Yeah, I think Ronnie plays a lot and works at it, and I think EJ just plays and is naturally
gifted
at that level. So, yeah, you get JJ in there too. You get Janowitz. You got there we go.
See,
that's a very well-informed opinion by someone who doesn't play golf. That's good.
Sorry. AJ then completely told her that was wrong and said Ronnie. The PBA league is going to be less than 3 hours away. Will Phil be allowed to tailgate, get autographs, etc.? There are pro bowls who have been waiting for me for years. Good question. I doubt it.
I mean,
maybe pictures. I think autographs are probably going to be on hold for a while in general, just as far as limiting contact and trying to I mean, you might be able to, but handling pins back and forth and all that kind of stuff, some of the things that we've done traditionally, I think is probably going to have to go by the wayside. But pictures are a possibility, I guess.
Who's the best football player on the PBA? Well, I can tell you that when I played with Chris, we cashed.
Yeah. 30 years ago, I could tell you.
I clutched up. I nailed the putt on the extra hole.
That's right.
They had phones lighting the way. Straight in, bang, back of the cup. Thanks. It was the only hole I did any good on. I hole in one it both times, and yeah.
Same thing. Can't win without you. It's a doubles event.
Yeah.
Well, third or whatever we got.
One hole player on tour. Good question. I mean, like, you know, who could eat the 72-ounce steak in Amarillo? No, we don't do it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to guess that if Walter did it for about 5 minutes, he'd probably be okay at it.
We had asked him about that when we had him on the show, and he said he wasn't. He said he never really played.
That's the only way. That's the only way he's not good at it. It's just that he hasn't done it. His repetition and history would indicate that he's probably going to be okay.
Sean Daniels, did the mullet increase your putt skill?
It might have. It might have been my Samson. I cut it off, and then I lost all my ability to putt.
Right. All right. Well, let's see if we can finish this show on a high. We've got the 10 questions with Butters coming up.
Yeah, since I am in Topeka, my list is not here. So, again, visiting my sister who's here listening and kind of trolling me also from a relatively short distance, because after all, she's related. So she's pretty good at it too. So 10 frames with Butters. Here we go. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
They're brutal.
Okay.
No. All right. What do you like most about being on the road?
The travel, the people, the food.
Okay.
Short and simple.
Sounds good. All right. What do you hate most about being on the road?
Being in a car a lot for like 7-8 hours a day when driving.
Yeah. How many miles have you put on your car in the last year? Separate question, but we'll add it in.
Just the swing this past couple months. Probably about 3,000 miles. Probably more than that.
I think you're probably in the last couple of weeks. You're getting close to that number. Stu has like 40 this year, I think.
Like, my car midway through the swing decided to not want to drive for a couple days, so I had to take it to the garage to get fixed up.
I gotcha. All right.
Randomly in the middle of the country and I'll come back and get it whenever.
What is your record for Mountain Dews in a day?
Hey, this question goes two ways. On tour, probably about 2 to 3, but not. You'd be surprised.
Are we talking 2-liter bottles here, Jacob? Or are we talking like?
I guess maybe we need to break this down into ounces because
2 to 3 a day. But
remember, I've roomed with you for Team USA.
How many Mountain Dew bottles did you see at the end of the week?
Well, I don't know where you threw them all away at. We were in a casino, so.
If you didn't find one like in the bathroom, then I obviously didn't drink enough. So.
Well, the pleasures of doing things outside. The garbage truck has now decided to come down here right now. So what's your average? What's the other side of that? So if you're at home, what's your average Mountain Dew intake?
Probably about like 1 every 3 days.
1 every 3 days?
Yes, just because I gotta stop drinking.
Yeah.
I'm talking about ever, Jacob. I'm not talking about right now. Like your record.
Oh, my record. Okay. I didn't know that. Like it was like a one question. I think the record I have for one day is probably 6 or 7, and we're talking about like a bottle, like the regular bottles.
So here we go. Kayla says, Jacob, I've seen you drink 3 or 4 during a casino stop. And AJ says, oh, come on, Butters. By the way, still not at the golf course. He's still here. 2 big kickstarts in 30 minutes.
As we all know, he's still here. He's always still here.
Ali, Jacob is like an alcoholic in denial.
Oh, man.
Rick, Jacob is missing out on a sponsorship opportunity.
Words of wisdom from Jim Callahan himself, too.
How are you not dead after drinking all that Mountain Dew? Craig Elliott, AJ still doing his hair before golf. You had the comment section on fire.
You've lit it up today. So, the most you've gambled on one hand?
Oh boy, I'm sorry, Mom, but I've definitely gone multiple hands in a row gambling about $700.
Okay,
but the good news is it wasn't blackjack.
Your go-to fast food?
Taco Bell.
One shot you'd like back?
One shot, like bowling shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not one of the fireballs or tequila popper like that.
That's exactly.
Actual bowling. Yeah.
Honestly, probably one of the many single pins I missed on TV.
I think I can actually hear my wife laughing, and of course our broadcast is going to be a little behind, so I think she just heard the shock comment.
Yeah.
We'll go with this one too. Whoop. All right. That's okay. All right. How much on one game of bowling?
I'd probably play $1,000 on one game of bowling.
Okay.
That's outside of the fact that like a major title match is like 25 grand.
Yeah, that's
outside of that.
an optional bet versus somebody else's money. How many titles would you have if you were right-handed?
Well, if you ever see me bowl right-handed, I'd be lucky to get out of a 150 average. So.
No, if you bowled just like you do left-handed and you were right-handed.
Well, I definitely wouldn't be able to throw urethane as much. So.
Man, you are sharper than I gave you credit for, Jacob. I'm proud of you. See, the answer is to this, Jacob, is I'd have just as many. I can spray it everywhere from the middle of the lane, left-handed or right-handed. Because, I mean, it's not like you've struggled with the rev rate situation, is it?
No, not at all. But
I mean, your rev rate would still be massive. So
Scott told us all the time he'd have 30 titles if he was right-handed.
Yeah, I just had to stand left and throw right. So.
Yeah.
You didn't fall for it. Good for you. That's a complete trap question. What's the most disgusting thing you've ever eaten?
It's not just one thing, but I got to think about this.
Let's leave this at food, too. So.
Oh my god!
I think you put Greg over the edge with that one.
Yeah, my sister's about to throw things at me too. So.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Oh boy, we might get a YouTube strike for this one.
Most disgusting food you've ever eaten.
I've
had. Is it just specifically food, or like if it was undercooked, or like?
Whichever.
I've had undercooked chicken before at some Mexican restaurant, and I was not functioning for like 2 days because it was so bad.
Nothing overseas?
What's that?
Nothing overseas yet?
Yeah, in Japan, or we went to Hong Kong too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And number 10, your favorite bowling memory, bowling moment of your own.
Masters. I think winning that first major after finishing second 3 times. It's
the specific shot or just the whole thing?
Just the whole title match.
And I got to say, you'd earned having a few of those titles. You've lapped the field a few times and gotten beat in the final match. As hard as it is for me to pull for a left-hander, I was. Well, actually, I didn't have a choice. You were bowling another left-hander, but
made it a little easier when he played another lefty.
Yeah, I did. No, you'd earned a few titles that way already, and it was good to see you get one there.
Thank you.
I think it was also cool for you with growing up in Vegas as well. That was kind of cool as well to win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially in a place I grew up in, pretty much. So that was pretty awesome.
Well, that was 10 Frames with Butters.
All right, Jacob. So thanks for coming on. We've had a very entertaining hour with you. Do you have anybody you want to thank?
I just want to say, hope Mom was watching. She's fighting. Haven't seen her in a while, so hopefully she's watching right now, because one of these days I'm just gonna plan a surprise trip. She's never gonna know it. I don't have a date picked out yet, but just gonna pick a couple of days and go see Mom.
Okay. Well, we wish her the best. Yeah, it's a horrible situation for sure. So
yeah, like she's still fighting with her cancer right now, so I know she's going strong. She's also going crazy because she's stuck in the house the whole time.
So yeah,
for sure. Thoughts were out to her as well. All the best there. Anybody else you want to thank or talk to?
Pretty much just all my sponsors, Columbia 300 or Brands of Brunswick, Coolwick, Bowler X, just everybody, like Vice, everybody that makes the bowling happen. Like without sponsors, without support, everybody else, like that's what keeps me going. Oh, and shout out to Greg Thompson for listening for the last hour to all the nonsense in person.
I'm glad Greg's feeling better too. Yeah, I think thanks for coming on. Glad to see Greg out and about. We'll look forward to seeing him this weekend and be a lot of yes sir, no sir to him as he towers over all the rest of us.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me on too.
Mountain Dew future sponsorship deserves a thank you.
Yes.
me and Jacob both on
the kickstart. There you go.
So yeah, quite a few people sending prayers for your mom. Yeah, we'll see you on Friday, Jacob.
All right.
Down, I think that we might, we've been chatting away. We might try and get some stuff up from Longview, depending on what they have set up. We might try and figure something out. I've got some software, depending on what their internet's like, that we might be able to get. Yeah, we might be able to get some footage up. So
awesome. That'd be awesome for sure.
There you go. Andy Patterson telling Trey to make sure he's got Mountain Dew in stock for when we get there.
Absolutely.
That's very nice of you, Paul. Thank you. One of the biggest Weber Cup supporters.
I remember Paul.
Yeah, it makes him smile every time. So, all right. Well, we'll say bye-bye for now. We will see you on Thursday. Hopefully, me and Chris will get this YouTube video knocked out for our kind of debrief on what happened during the week. Yeah, so thanks again, Jacob. I will see you soon. Take care.
Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Chris. Take care, guys.
Okay, well, it's just me. Chris's internet seems to have finally bit the dust. So take care, guys. We'll see you around, and thanks for watching. Take it easy.